All right, so the last game ended. You are inside of this cylindrical, like donut-shaped room. You kind of were all scattered about, but Chainsaw specifically was on the one side. He reached out and touched one of the fully functional caretaker, which collapsed to the ground and just appears to have completely powered down, whereas the mostly ruined one that the rest of you were somewhat near is still kind of like slowly moving over to you. But it's still like 40 feet away.
Well, time to die, I guess.
Are there any weapons near us?
No,
Or
nobody
anything
has
I can
weapons.
use as a
We
weapon?
checked the room for weapons. We're screwed. We got a shiv.
I mean, I can run over.
Do you want to run over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna Superman punch him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
And just to clarify, that's a D20 plus my strength modifier?
D20 plus your strength modifier, and you use a D8 for damage, as well as your strength modifier.
Okay. See, that's what I was missing last time, is that I need to add my strength modifier to damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 15 plus 6, 21 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. And then a D8 plus my strength mod?
Yep.
Uh, 2 plus 6, that's 8 damage.
8 damage. All right, you just punch right in its eye socket. Is it kind of like stumbles back and jitters, and it kind of like looks down, and it turns around and it just starts trying to like move away from you, as it's like trying to scatter out of the area.
So how big is this thing right now?
So what? How did you destroy it last time? What did you completely take off of it?
Its head.
Yeah, so it has its head is mostly gone. It's just like an empty shell, and its arm is completely non-functional as well.
And we ripped out most of its innards.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot, but it's still standing at about 9.5 feet tall.
Great.
And it's shambling away right now?
Yep.
Can I grab its leg and try and trip it?
Yeah.
Can I use Bardic Inspiration for Chainsaw?
Sure.
I add a D8 with Bardic Inspiration, is that right?
Yeah.
With Brad's Bardic Inspiration, yes.
Okay. So.
And you have that for 10 minutes, so.
Oh, hell yeah. It's 23 to hit.
23?
You get to use it once within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't want to. Sorry. Will you let me walk that back a little?
Sure.
Okay. Then it's 21 to hit.
Okay.
21 to trip.
So you just like you try and trip it first, and you just hit solid metal, and it just hurts so flippin' bad. So you reach out and you're like, that didn't work. So you just like swing an arm and you try and smack it by the leg, and it just crumples down as you just take its legs out from under it.
Is it
Crawling on the
crawling?
ground. That's all you're rolling for that. It is prone.
Well, I got him.
All right, now we got another one to worry about.
No, I handled that one too.
I don't believe
What? So
You can look. You can just turn around and look at it on the ground.
Yeah.
So Chainsaw just killed both of those.
Oh, I thought
And
he was
we
doing
did
that to the
nothing.
first one. Okay.
Good job, Chainsaw.
Yeah, chainsaw.
Thanks,
Okay.
man.
How I
So
really
are you
like
still going to
that.
desert us? Because you're obviously our only muscle. Without you, we'll probably die.
Also, remind me what reason we have not to trust you?
Oh,
Because he was given a
watched
mission by
some
the
videos.
operator.
Yeah, I don't buy
And he
it.
But
didn't
honestly-
abandon his mission.
Honestly, after this fight where I let you guys try and attack the one that we already beat up that doesn't have a head or an arm or guts, and you just all looked at it, I'm starting to believe Daryl that I might need to stick with you guys for a little bit.
Thank you.
See, like, I'm not the best at like fighting things. I punched a control panel earlier, right after getting out of my cell, and I broke my hand. So, like, I know that I should not fight something if I don't have a weapon.
Yeah, same here. I can't do shit.
Aaron could probably do something.
Without a weapon, no.
You have a
I
shiv,
do a
don't
lot
you?
with a weapon.
Don't you still have that shiv, Chris?
I think I left it in the eye of that operator, and then that operator caught on fire, so I never grabbed it out.
Right.
Nice.
All right, so now you are all in this like wide circular room with the doors kind of paced around each other.
Yeah.
There appear to be no doors inside of this donut shape.
Wait, what about the door that I opened that goes to a hallway?
Oh yeah, there's that door that like you did open that one that goes straight into a hallway.
Do you guys want to go down that door?
Sure.
Are there doors in the hallway?
Let's do it.
I don't
There's
know.
doors all facing the exterior of the hall, none that are facing that inner ring.
Oh, got you.
I'm in for random doors.
Yeah, but that hallway, like, there was doors going down that hallway.
On the
guys
outside
up
ring of
for
the
it?
donut, there's doors that go outside of that ring.
Well, if Aaron was saying that he would be able to help in combat if he has a weapon, I think our first priority should be to get Aaron a weapon then.
Can we use part of the robot to make him a weapon?
You can give me a survival check for that.
Okay, I will. 25.
All right. Yeah, you're able to make like you can take a like long piece of metal and kind of like use it almost like a makeshift club / sword. And then you could also construct, just finding another small piece of metal, a shiv that would be somewhat functional.
So this might be a dumb question, but I don't know anything about rangers. Does Chris's weapon need to be ranged to start getting special benefits? Or
No.
Hey, why are rangers a class?
A lot of people have asked that question before.
They're like rogues, but not as rogue.
But here's the thing. Arcane Archer is a class, and it's a fighter, and it's kind of tight.
Yeah, I don't know. The ranger, arcane archer is kind of neat, but it's just not functionally that great.
But you get an action surge that the ranger does not.
That's true. Action surge is a very powerful ability.
What does the ranger? What does Chris's Horizon Walker have that like compensates for?
Well, in this, probably not much.
Okay.
In a regular D&D game, more. I'll find out.
Grant, would you let Chris send me his character sheet?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can you do that, Chris?
Yeah, Chris, just send it to the group chat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'm genuinely confused what you do.
So I'll give the sword one to Chris, and then I'll take the shiv.
I can heal people. So
I
that's
heal
neat.
people a little bit.
We have 3 healers.
Rangers are healers?
They can be.
Ish.
Not really. It's like a
understand this class at
really
all.
basic restoration spell.
The Rangers really aren't like good healers. They can serve as like a backup healer, kind of.
Okay. Okay. We just took a long rest, right? I lost my notebook that had my notes from last week, so I think I'm at full.
You should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, you have your pipe sword. Does anybody else have any sort of like secondary missions before we start trying to work our way out of here?
No, I just want to leave. Like, I'd like to find find out how to completely destroy the operator, but
That'd be cool. But I'd rather
because he
leave than
did
do
sort
that.
of like tear me in half, gave me a horrible mission, and took us all from our families, as far as we know.
Yeah, but we did sort of like tear him up pretty good, and he seemed fine. So I don't know how realistic that dream is.
Well, he
Yeah,
did
somebody's
tell
gotta
us
do it.
that we destroyed his body, but yet his mind is just uploaded in the computer, and so we just need to crash the server, right?
There's an idea. But where's the server?
Where's
Oh,
the
no.
server? And also, like, that's going to take a ton of time that we could take getting out of this place.
Hmm.
And every minute we spend in here exponentially increases our chance of dying.
I'm not sure it exponentially increases it.
Okay.
But
Remember
sure.
when this was a one-shot?
That's true. It was a one shot, and now this is our fourth session.
I think it's our fifth, isn't it?
It's our fourth.
It's our fourth session of this one-shot. It's just going to keep getting worse. Let's just go.
This is how Grant's one shots always go.
That's true.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna go down that hallway that I opened. So if someone wants to go with me so I don't get killed, that'd be great.
I will follow Garv.
Okay.
For a second, I thought Chris's class name was Adobe Acrobat. I was like, that's a weird name for a class.
I am the Adobe Acrobat.
That would be a weird name.
So you travel down that hallway, and you see, kind of like listed up at the top, you see some like numbers and stuff like that that don't make a lot of sense to you. But below it, you see two different signs, storage and maintenance. And it appears that the hallway splits off in two directions. One way goes to storage, one way goes to maintenance.
Storage,
go
we could find weapons. Maintenance, we could find weapons. Maintenance, we could find a server.
Okay, but if you've got an assault rifle and you need to put it somewhere, then you look at the storage and the maintenance, you're not going to be like, oh, I should go put this with maintenance.
All right, let's go to storage first, and then maybe we'll check out maintenance. We'll see.
Yeah,
how
we're going to
storage
storage.
goes.
So you go down to
Okay.
storage. There's a key-locked door here that has like an input code and an access card slider. Who wants to try and break in?
I'll do
Do
it.
it.
Does one of you want to help the other person?
Sure, I'll help him.
So Brad,
Cool.
you roll with advantage. Arcana.
That is 23.
23. Okay.
Cool.
You're able to kind of like mess with the interior of it and pop the door open. It's a fairly large door in this circumstance. It's also very well sealed. It has a large latch over the top of it that you also have to undo. But you push the door open, and inside you see rows of caretaker units.
Oh, that's
Somewhere in the
great.
range of probably about 200 to 250, just all lined up in this room as you're kind of in the center of it. And then there's a few other doors as you can kind of look around just past them that open up to other rooms as well.
So,
okay.
are we gonna fight? Are we gonna like try and go in here? Because we could barely handle one caretaker.
Well, me in that situation.
These caretaker units, there's no glowing light in their eyes. They appear to be disabled or in some state of like hibernation or sleep.
Do they all look like they're the same model that we've been fighting?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, are we gonna go for it? Because like, we can get to that other door probably. I just don't want the operator to open up. I mean, to like realize we're in here and then activate all these caretakers.
Okay. So,
Is there any of us who are sneaky?
kind of.
Sneaky.
Chris.
Also, I just feel like we should throw this out there that Chris can detect planar portals, so I feel like it's worth a shot.
Boom, that's how you win the game.
That's like it's likely, but I'd feel real dumb if we got to the end of this and that's how it was supposed to be a one shot, was Chris was just supposed to detect the portal to get us out.
Are there any control panels in this room? Or anything like that?
There appears to be
caretakers?
one just immediately off to your left-hand side that is attached to the wall and has like a little bit of like a viewing glass outside of it that just appears to be some level of control for these units. Is what you can surmise.
So I'm gonna propose a thing. I can like teleport and shit because that's a thing.
I can teleport a little bit.
Cool. I'm gonna suggest I stay in the room. Garv, you lock the door behind me. I'm gonna try and use that console to like overload and destroy these caretakers.
Straight up Knights of the Old Republic 2 right there.
Hell yeah. So yeah, do that, and then I'll have the option to teleport out, and if shit hits the fan, the door will be locked. Hopefully.
Cool. I'll give him bardic inspiration for that.
All right.
I'll try to
Thanks, man.
detect a portal.
There are no portals nearby.
All right. Job well done.
Within 1 mile?
Yes.
Dang.
Cool. We all good with this plan? Okay, I'm shutting the door.
Okay, before he shuts the door, I set a nomadic anchor, like just outside the door.
All right.
On
Sounds good.
the side with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after is he able to lock the door?
The door is like you're able to reshut it with what you have, and the bolt thing you can close over it, but the control panel and keypad are just shot.
Oh, okay.
So like the door is still well secured. It's just physically secured from the outside where they are facing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll go to that control panel and see what I can do to overload them and just like blow them the hell up.
Okay.
Coder style.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Woo! I need a good roll. That rolled right off the table. Oh shit.
You also have bardic inspiration, so it's D8 to either your
Caleb, what
check
was
your
that?
I am gonna use the bardic inspiration. Definitely gonna use the bardic inspiration.
What was your die roll?
The die roll was a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty bad. And then my Arcana's 8, I believe.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, I need an 8 on this. That was an 8 on the D8.
That's
So, 19.
19.
The total there.
You stand over at the console and you're kind of like fiddling around with the back panel. You open that up and just kind of mess around with some of the wiring in there, and you just you really get your hand bad for a second, but you're like, that looks like a good wire to hook into something else. So you fiddle around with it in the back, and you think that you have something there that could be jury rigged, and you step back over to the console and you key in a few things, and there just starts to be these sparks that start shooting off.
I like
it appears
it.
to go live. So you're pretty sure something bad is gonna happen in the next few seconds right here.
All right, I will teleport out of there to my nomadic anchor.
Okay. So you teleport back. You're there, just poof, with everyone else.
Yeah.
As within this area, everyone's kind of looking around for a second, like, is anything actually going to happen? And you see all of the lights in this entire room just flicker.
Okay.
And there's just this low just hum and then a sound. And it's just silence.
The hum is gone?
Yeah, it's not the same hum. Gosh, I should not use the word hum for things. It was like a pulsating sound, and then just poof. Something happened in there.
Okay. Let's.
You should teleport back.
Already did.
All right, I'll teleport
like-
back.
You're teleporting back on the outs or inside?
Yeah.
Maybe give it a second.
Nah.
You go back
It'll be
inside,
fine.
and there's just smoking heaps of these units just scattered about. All of them appear to be in some level of just like collapse on the ground, as this entire room, like, there's like small electrical arcs on the panel that you had. What's left of it, at least, is it's just mostly blown out completely. Scorch marks all along the walls themselves, and most of the lights in here are completely burnt out.
That is what I like to see.
All right.
So I'll like open up the door, let them open the door, or whatever.
You have to let them open the door. You're trapped in there if you don't.
I will telepathically tell them it's fine to open the door.
Okay, we'll open the door.
Yeah, open the door.
I'll walk in and say, like, all right, we got lucky, but you almost teleported directly into an electrical fire.
Nah, it's fine.
All right, so you have what appear to be 4 doors on the opposite side of this room that lead to other areas.
So first off, is there anything in this storage room that might be useful to us?
No.
No.
It's
Great.
certainly not anymore.
Is there any indication as to what these other doors are?
There's no locks or keypads on these other doors.
That tells me nothing.
There's no signs or anything.
No. Nothing.
Okay, I will open a door.
Storage room.
You open one door. Which door are you opening? Like 1 through 4.
4.
Okay. You open up the 4th door, and you find like a wall of various flashlights and tools and stuff like that. Appears to be various maintenance tools for these units.
Okay.
A whole bunch of various like measures of fuel as well. Yes, David.
So flashlights are like mag lights.
It's like a combination. It's like this has a whole bunch of just useful tools and things along those lines. So there's some mag lights. There's also some flashlights. There's some headlamps.
Can I grab a mag light?
Yeah, absolutely.
What
I
kind
would
of?
suggest we all take some sort of flashlight or headlamp or something. I'm going to see if there's any tools that I can grab that would be useful for hacking or any sort of shit like that.
You probably can give me a investigation roll for that. Yeah, David.
Is a maglite an improvised weapon?
For you, we'll say like I'm calling a maglite in this case probably like a club.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find a couple of kits, one that you could use and one that Brad could use.
Sweet.
Of which, in case, it gives you an additional +4 to any Arcana, or any Arcana roll base, and then any sort of like persuasion / intimidation roll against any sort of mechanical units.
Oh, that's cool. I'll take it.
Of supplies that are a gun.
No, not here.
Yeah, I'll also take I'm gonna take a headlamp because I wouldn't do anything good with a maglite anyway. So,
Yeah.
Is it possible to use the flashlights and the fuel and make a bomb? I know it's I know it's possible in the real world, but
Give me a roll.
what do you want it to be?
A roll.
Brad, Zoom just put you on a list somewhere.
Guys, did
It's
you know
not
that Zoom
happening.
filters through
I got
China?
a 3.
Yeah, no clue there. No clue.
What kind of fuel are we talking about, though? Is this like liquid gasoline? Is this like fuel cells? Is this
You find
power
small,
cells?
like you find some gasoline and then a whole bunch of like hydraulic fluid.
Okay, let's just take some gasoline with us for shits and giggles.
Cable's really
Good
trying to get a
eye.
chainsaw.
Are there any
What?
sort of
Make a
fire
napalm.
starters in here?
Wait,
What did you say,
David, what
Chris?
did you say?
You're really trying to get that chainsaw, huh?
I want that to happen.
What did you say, Chris?
Are there any sort of fire starters in here?
Not in this room, no.
All right, I go open another door.
Brad, you also had something?
Yeah. Can I try? Yeah. Am I able to make napalm?
No!
You just gave me hydraulic oil and gasoline.
And you rolled terribly on your one investigation thing for that.
Can I make
Well, that's weird. Somebody else joined the call. The NSA? That's weird.
Can I try and make napalm?
Give me a roll.
Okay. $11.
11.
That's not including any modifiers?
No modifiers.
Okay.
You probably can surmise over the course, if you're willing to spend 15 minutes doing it, you can learn how to make some sort of rudimentary napalm.
No, let's just keep going.
Just keep going. We've got gasoline. If we can find something to light up that gasoline, it's the same thing.
Quite the same. It's close enough.
Okay, so where are you going from here?
I open door number 2.
Door number 2?
I opened door number 3 at the same time.
Okay. Door
Open
number
door
2.
number 1. Why not?
All right.
I'll close door number 4 and open it back up.
Door number 2 has a whole bunch of mechanical leftover parts and scraps from various various caretaker units. You also these are just like simple, very usable like emergency replacement parts. You can see that they haven't been touched in a very, very long time. Just kind of a lot of mechanical, technical stuff in here that appears to be overflow for the maintenance section. Brad. Wait, no. Who opened up? Yeah, chainsaw. You open up your door and you just see racks of firearms, rifles, pistols,
Hell yeah.
hammers, explosives just kind of lined against sections of the wall.
Y'all, I'm the best at even opening doors.
We spent 10 minutes trying to make napalm out of the like janitor closet instead of just checking a different room.
Are there any like bandoliers or anything in here that we can like carry a bunch of shit with?
No, but Brad, inside of your section, you see a whole bunch of just emergency, what appears to be like clothing and flak jackets and backpacks and just some general survival equipment. You see some fire starters, you see some lanterns.
Hell yeah.
So in the firearms closet, sorry?
And as like emergency rations and water as well in Brad's.
In the firearms closet, is there anything that would be strength related?
Yeah, you see a variety of just large hand axes that kind of like line down, like fireman's axe kind of stuff.
Cool.
That's probably like the biggest strength related thing that's there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, as soon as I see that, I'm gonna just drop the mag light directly on the ground and grab myself an axe.
Okay.
That seems appropriate.
Other strength items that are there as well. So you have like the fireman's axe. You have a couple of hatchets that are functional, and even some ice picks as well.
I think I'm gonna stick with the axe, but I am tempted with those ice picks.
I'll just pick up a hatchet for the hell of it.
Okay.
I want to grab 2 pistols.
All right.
I'll also take a couple of pistols. And how much ammo are we allowed to carry?
In this case, I'm going to say that you can carry somewhere in the range of, for pistols, like 10 clips if you're not using a backpack.
Are there any backpacks in the room with all the things?
No.
The thing that Brad found.
Oh, the thing that Brad found? Yeah, there are backpacks in there.
All right, I'm gonna take a backpack.
Yeah, let's all grab backpacks.
So in Brad's, I'm probably not gonna grab a backpack, but in Brad's closet, armor in 5th edition confuses and scares me. So is there anything I can put on that I can add to my armor class and not do math?
So every single thing here, I have like specific stats for. So I'm just going to tell you to jot it down or put it inside of your character sheet and call it good.
Perfect.
So yes, there are various like thicknesses of flak jackets and like security jackets and riot gear. Riot gear might be the best stuff in this situation. That is an equivalent to heavy armor, specifically plate armor.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll strap up.
Is there an equivalent to studded leather armor?
You can put on a flak jacket, and it's not going to be the same as studded leather, but it's going to be the same as like a chain shirt.
I need light armor.
Okay. There's nothing here that would be considered like light armor aside from like knee pads and armor pads that would at best be considered padded.
Damn. What's the penalty for using armor that you're not trained in?
I have no memory of that.
All right, I will just not wear armor and be a wuss. I'm gonna take a backpack though, and I'm gonna fill up with explosives.
That's safe.
Let's get Chris like a lightning gun or something. What does Chris get?
Lightning gun.
Chris,
That'd be
you have
cool.
your 2 pistols, and you feel very comfortable with those. Is there anything else you're grabbing?
So David said something about a lightning gun.
I just want to give Chris the Unreal Tournament loadout.
Yeah, is there anything that's like similar to a redeemer?
No.
Nah, that was worth a shot.
There's rifles, there's pistols, there's shotguns. There's like packed
Are there
explosives and hand grenades.
Good job,
Okay,
future.
I'll
No
grab a
lighting gun.
backpack and then grab a shotgun with my pistols.
I'm
there
also
machetes?
Grant. I'm also gonna grab a pistol.
Okay. Brad?
So
Never mind.
All. What?
I was wondering if you were going to grab anything else.
Are there machetes?
Yes.
I'd like to change my answer.
You gonna dual wield machetes, chainsaw?
I think that you know that I am.
All right, you can grab some machetes. They have like extra long ones. They have regular size machetes, and then like thick cut ones that have like twice the blade thickness.
Is there any penalty to grabbing two of any of those?
No, they're just going to be slightly better in different ways.
Can you give me a brief rundown? Or just a recommendation?
Probably for you, just the thicker cut ones.
Perfect.
So I can grab a backpack, and then
Guys, I'm
Yeah,
telling
so-
you, everybody take a backpack and just chock it full of explosives.
We're
So what
going
does
to
the
die.
riot gear do for me?
What is that?
What's the riot gear do for me?
So the riot gear is counts as 18 armor, and then your natural ability comes in with that as well, which is your Constitution modifier. So your armor class is now 23.
Wait, that applies. What? What? So, wait, can I use? Wait, never mind.
the armor. So it's the riot gear is heavy.
Yeah, riot gear is heavy armor.
Okay, and flat jacket.
Medium armor.
Do you have anything? So there's nothing that's light.
You have the like you could use the arm pads and the knee pad kind of stuff, and that would count as padded armor.
Which would give you a +1. I'm just gonna pass and not look like an idiot.
No, you should go out there looking like Tony Hawk.
Do you say there's like clothes and stuff in here, Grant?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going to change out of this stupid robe thing that I'm in.
Okay.
So I'd like to go over to Daryl has the highest Arcana score, yeah?
Brad does.
Okay, I want to go over to Brad and say, so those fists on the robots, is there any chance you could modify those to work on here?
I can give it a try.
I'll help him.
So
All
roll
right.
for Arcana.
Yeah. Garv, roll for Arcana. You get advantage. Roll for it.
24.
24.
Hell yeah!
So you realize that if you want to add these fists to him, it's not going to be. Basically, it's going to be something that you can only do for his one arm that has the like mechanical bits inside.
Well, that's even better, because now I have a machete in one hand and a Hulkbuster fist in the other.
So I can put on your robot arm. Do you want that?
I'm just going to pretend like that wasn't that dumb of a question. That's my yes.
Cool.
Okay. You also are aware that this process will make it so that this entire robot arm, you can't take this thing off. It is going to be grafted onto your arm.
Do it.
I mean, did you really need that arm anyway? It's got a
I mean,
hand
it's
on it,
already
right?
a robot arm. It's just making it a better robot arm.
Okay. Brad, in that case, this is going to take an hour to do. So Daryl and Aaron, are you going to just be like loading up backpacks during this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
An hour? Why not?
We should definitely grab explosives, by the way.
I took a backpack full.
He has a backpack full of explosives. I don't think that's very safe. I
Uh,
think we're all gonna die.
I'm gonna get food
Brad, you
and
have
fire
to help.
starters.
You
No,
have,
no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
No,
got
Brad, you're busy.
Like-
yeah, you're busy for an hour.
I will grab those things.
Yes.
I was getting there. I'm gonna.
You
I'm gonna
realize
go-
that with a backpack full of explosives, you can't teleport directly into electrical fires anymore?
Or I just set down the backpack. It'll be fine.
Brad, give me another
However,
Arcana roll.
I can. I can take
25.
one explosive, teleport somewhere, drop
David,
the
give me a
explosive, and
Constitution
teleport
saving throw.
back. Oh
Saving
man.
throw. Brad, what'd you do?
He's doing what you asked him to.
15 plus 5, 20.
Okay. You get grit through it as you realize that there's still some pain you feel in the implementation of this over your arm. As the exomech arm is not that much bigger than your current arm, but it's big enough that it's a little, like, it's almost like an exosuit kind of wrapping around it, where you see there's a few wires on the inside. It bulks up right to about, like, the shoulder level. There's, like, a plate over the shoulder that's now there. And you clench your fist. As you clench your fist, wrapping around your fist is the same fingers of the exomech right there.
It's phenomenal. What's
Dude,
the
that's so
damage
cool.
on that?
You don't take any physical damage from getting that. Let me look up the exomech stats really fast. Like, or the caretaker stats specifically.
Would the pistols act as hand crossbows?
No, the pistols are different. So it uses, basically it's you're trained in it. So it's your proficiency bonus, your dex modifier, and then it's 2d8 damage for a pistol. It is
Okay.
2d12 damage for a rifle.
Dang.
And then, let's see, it's 5d6 damage for a shotgun.
Wait,
any
Grant, question.
modifiers with the shotgun besides the 5d6?
It's just a flat 5d6, and it's your dex modifier,
Okay.
basically.
Question, Grant. Are these simple or martial weapons?
All of them are martial weapons.
Well, I'm just gonna stick with my one lousy pistol and hope to not have to use it. I am not trained in martial weapons.
Sorry, what
Hey,
did
why
you
do
say the
people
pistol
play
was?
characters? Huh?
What?
Or,
Okay.
What did you-
Grant, what did you say the pistol was?
2d8 damage plus your dex mod.
Also, when you get a chance, Grant, I'd like the machete damage as well.
Oh yeah, machete damage is so it's your strength, and you're proficient with it, and it's 2d10 damage plus your strength mod.
Dope.
Thanks. And what was the fist damage?
So the fist damage. 1 second.
Is that with all the machetes, the 2d10? Or is that just
All the
David.
machetes, 2d10.
okay? So I have a question. Being proficient in something, what does that do?
You can add your proficiency modifier, which is 3.
So David, your fist damage with that arm is you have your 2 attacks per action, which is good. But your fist damage using that is it's plus 15 to hit.
What?
And it's 60, 12 plus 12.
What? Oh my gosh. That is
You can
busted.
use that attack only once per turn, though. So you can't do it as your 2 attacks per action.
Oh, darn. What a bummer.
Okay.
Okay, so great. I've got a few things for you.
Yeah.
1, how many explosives can I fit in my backpack?
In a backpack, you can fit about, let's say, like 12 actual explosive charge packs, if you want to do that. And you can assume you could fit about 4 grenades per pack. So you could do 48 hand grenades in a backpack if you want it chock full.
Okay. Can you tell me damages for each one?
So charged explosives deal 4 times the amount of damage to buildings and structures.
Okay.
The damage for that is 10d10 plus 10. And the damage for a hand grenade is 66 plus 4.
All right. I'm going to take 10 charges and 8 grenades.
Okay.
You know, Grant letting us into the Disney vault like this means one of 2 things. He's got something terrible planned, or there are no more combats for the rest of this campaign.
I was thinking that too.
So Grant.
Yeah.
So I'm also gonna grab a shotgun. What was the damage for that?
5d6 plus your dex mod.
And then I'll fill. Who all has a backpack already? Okay, I will fill 1 backpack full of water and food and emergency supplies and fire starter, and tell Chainsaw to carry it.
How much ammo can I carry in the backpack for the pistol and shotgun?
So rough rounds of ammo is you can carry in the range of about 256 rounds of either type.
Okay.
Oh, Grant, can I make napalm in that hour?
Sure.
Okay, so I make napalm. Or do you need me to roll?
Yeah, give me a roll for it.
Okay.
There's so many explosives that we just get for free that don't involve Cable destroying us.
Well, guess what's even better, David? I just rolled a 2.
Cable, just...
Alright, we're all dead.
Everybody.
Let's just be clear, I'm not doing this while holding my backpack full of explosives. I am doing this as far away from the explosives as can be.
Caleb, where are you doing this?
Can I go like in the hall far away from these guys?
Yeah, I'm sure you would have done that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where would you realistically have gone?
I'd probably go in the closet furthest away from the explosives.
Okay. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Well, shit. Oh, that's actually pretty good. That is a 19.
You dive out of the room as your concoction just starts bubbling up and explodes outward. As you leap past, you only take 7 points of physical damage.
Cool. I'm only at half my health.
As now you have slow burns over your body.
I hope everybody got the armor they were looking for, because that's just gone now.
Wait, is it actually?
You are in the armory. Or not the armory, but the survival gear and stuff like that room.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. So just hope that we don't need food or water on this little adventure then?
Yeah.
No, we got a backpack.
I already packed a bag of that.
Oh man. Grant gave us open supply of whatever weapons we wanted. And you were like, how can I be dumb about this?
That's what I do, David.
All right, so what are you guys doing from here?
Let's go find some stuff to fight.
He's not wrong.
So, I just want to clarify something. The flak jacket is equivalent to chain shirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And am I proficient with a shotgun?
Are you proficient with martial weapons?
No, you are not.
Okay. So I'm just proficient with simple weapons, and that'd be the pistols.
Nope,
Right.
not even the pistols.
Well, you said I was proficient with those.
You are not proficient with pistols.
Okay. That's fine.
You can still use them.
Oh yeah, I'm still
dex
gonna
is-
use them.
your dex is fine. You're just not gonna get the proficiency modifier for using it.
Yeah.
Where would we find that?
Chris, you're proficient with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I'm proficient with the machete.
Yeah, that's a simple weapon in this case.
And
Yeah.
the hatchet or whatever, so that's a simple weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Excuse me.
All right, so where are you guys going?
There's no more doors to open it here, right?
No.
All right, let's go to maintenance.
Can I do wait,
Well,
I forgot the word.
Go back to the donut area and go through another door, because I don't want to go to maintenance if this is storage.
We should go to maintenance.
We should?
We should.
Or should?
We
Why?
definitely should. Because Grant put a bunch of cool stuff on one end of the hallway, and I'm sure that he's gonna laugh at us if we just walk straight past the room with all the like chainsaws and whatnot.
Yeah, guys, if there's an opportunity to get a chainsaw for chainsaw, we have to get a chainsaw.
I don't know that I can wield a chainsaw anymore.
One hand chainsaw, one hand.
Oh no, okay. The big punchy fist, that's still a hand, isn't it?
Functionally, yes.
See?
It's very big.
You can use a chainsaw though. I
could probably add a chainsaw to it.
All right, now we're talking about something. All
idea.
right, yeah, let's go to this maintenance. Okay.
All right.
And I'll be in front.
You cross the other hallway and travel over to the maintenance section, where this door isn't locked, and in fact, it just slides right open. And
I punch it open anyway.
What? So inside, the door like slides open, and you see sitting on just like this kind of like workbench table with other workbench tables around the area, there is a spindly robot that is working using like some grafters and stuff like that and a welding torch. You see working on this person that is sitting on this table. You look at this person, half of their face is there. Their body is mostly there as well. But as the face of the older gentleman you have come to know as the operator. And he sits there and he looks over at you and he's like,
What?
"Oh, you made it here. What are you going to do?"
I'm gonna shoot him.
Close the door.
Wait, no, let's not just jump into combat. Maybe like there's something here that we could like talk to him about.
Walk away.
I'm just gonna insult him with vicious mockery.
Oh
Hey,
my
hey, Brad. No, let's just talk for a second.
This is talking.
Okay, well, Garv is just as good as dead, so.
Okay, so he
Okay,
says,
okay,
"Oh,
fine,
so you
fine,
made it
fine,
here." And
fine,
Garv walks up.
Fine.
What are those?
The last time I reacted in this way, I almost died from my own teammates. Fine. So, what are we gonna do?
Let's ask him like, Who are we? What are we doing here? What do you mean we made it here?
Yeah, go for it, Chris.
All right, I asked those 3 questions.
What was the first question? Actually,
Who
say it
are
all
we?
again.
Yeah, in character.
Hi, operator. Who are we? What are we doing here? What do you mean we made it here?
I wasn't expecting you to get here in the first place. How did you come to this floor of this building?
That is not important. You shouldn't be answering questions with questions.
What do you need answers to?
All right, who are we?
You're mine.
Let's just be clear here. We're not yours.
We kind of are.
I beg to differ. You have been under my care for hundreds and hundreds of years. I have guided you. I have taught you. I have helped you. I have raised you from birth.
Is it safe to
What
leave
makes
now?
you not mine?
Okay, you have not raised us from birth. There was a time before this. Also, this is America. It's a free country. God damn
Is
it.
this America?
Yeah, we're in America. We're in what once was America.
That does not. Our civil liberties do not last past the Constitution.
I don't know if they transferred over. Anyways, is the outside safe right now?
The outside. Now, that's a funny thing, isn't it? Well, for what some of you now know, as I have seen you have gone through my systems, the outside is not a safe place for you all. And therefore, I would recommend that you stay here and you live here. And one day again, you can go back outside, but today is not that day. Chainsaw,
Okay. What
Garv,
if we choose to ignore you?
both of you have the ability to go outside if you wish. You are healthy and you are strong. And I'm sure you can survive out there, but Daryl, Aaron, you need to stay here. You need to stay in your homes.
Chris, can you mute yourself?
So, operator, I have a question. What was the mission that you told me to go on? Or that you wanted me to do when I was a kid?
Your mission was simple. Your mission was to watch over and protect the people here. From the very start, my goal was to have you watch over the ones that did make it out, which you did. You did fulfill your mission, Garv. You did a good job. Now you need to go back to your home.
Home as in my room?
Yes.
But you just said I was able to leave.
Yes.
And I'm healthy
for
enough
the time.
to leave.
That was your job for the time. But your time there is now over.
What am I
What's
supposed to do?
Chainsaw's mission?
Chainsaw's mission is the same thing. Is anybody that ever got out of this facility, or at least tried to get out of this facility, he had to be there with them. He had to help them. That was his only job. But he never got the chance to do it.
Then why did he tear me in two?
Because you tried to disobey in the end. In the
How?
very end, with your disobeying, it was not enough to just tell you. And I
How
was
did I
able to heal you, but you didn't do enough. What I
you meant
sent
to
you
do?
and Chainsaw out to do was to protect the other people. was to keep them in here. Not to ever let them get out, because the outside world is not safe.
Protect them how?
Because the air is still poisonous. Anybody that tries to leave, anybody that has leave, has simply died. Their systems are too weak. They can no longer handle the air.
So we were just supposed to keep them in this building, allowing them to think that they were free?
Your goal, when you had your mission, was to gain their trust. It was to work with them. And to hopefully eventually show them that the best way and the best place to be was back inside their rooms.
Is he calling me Chainsaw right now?
No, he actually should be calling you by your name.
Damn it. I thought he heard me call myself Chainsaw and he was like, that's kind of tight.
So what if we want to leave?
You can leave. You and Jeremiah. Damn it.
It gets stuck in your head, doesn't it now?
You can leave. But Darrow and Aaron, if they're anywhere not inside of their rooms, they will die. The air is still too strong, too poisonous for anyone else to survive out there. And that is why I recommend that you stay here.
Look, he's just trying to separate us, trying to divide us, and
I think he's telling the truth.
Can I? Do I have the ability to see if he's lying?
You can attempt an insight roll.
Okay. 21.
You see no indication that he's lying, but also it's very, very hard to read.
Can I tell what the robot thing was doing?
It's pretty easy to tell. He was just grafting on an additional part of his shoulder blade that was not there. This appears to be a new reconstruction of the operator.
Damn. Okay.
How long are we supposed to stay in here?
Ideally, all of you would stay for another 160 years.
Will you let us leave freely after that?
I will not allow you to all leave at once, but I will allow you to leave in groups, provided the air is better by then, which by my calculations it should be.
Their calculations said it should have been clean hundreds of years ago. Who's to say that your calculations are any better than theirs were?
Because human calculations are flawed. Mine are absolute.
You said that I was injured and that there was a team headed my way at the start of all this. I wasn't injured. Why was that?
The caretakers were sent to your room because we sensed that something was off. The four of you were clearly unaffected by the hum, and I wish to understand why. None of this was supposed to happen yet. None of you were supposed to leave yet. I needed to find out why, and Jeremiah was the first one to give me any sort of indication that that was an important issue that we had run across.
I do have one more question. Who is this Jeremiah person you keep talking about? No, I don't say it. I turn to the other guy and I'm like, I think he's right.
Whether he's telling the truth or not, I can't believe that.
Why?
How do we know that his calculations aren't wrong? That we could breathe this air outside?
How do we know that he'll let us leave in 160 years?
Because
How do
he's
we know
letting
that-
me and Garv leave right now.
Is he letting you and Garv leave now? Or is he splitting us up so that we're easier to submit, force into submission?
I never suggested that Jeremiah and Garv leave now. I suggest that you also wait the time. They are going to be the first ones to be freed, of course, in 160 years' time. But not as of yet.
Freed, so you admit that we are prisoners?
I admit that you do not have control over everything that humans desire to have control over. You are limited. You are not slaves. But you are not free to do whatever you wish, because if you were free to do whatever you wish, then a lot more death would occur. You have to understand that as soon as one person goes free, and if the outside world is exposed to the inside of this home, then the air for every single person, if not maintained properly, could cause the deaths of nearly 60 million people.
So, throughout our time trying to figure out where we are and trying to get out, we ran across a few things. Other people with notes saying they couldn't turn off the power. A note from Daryl mentioning to trust you. And then we also noticed that we all have robotic enhancements. What is the meaning of all this?
Other people have tried to get out in various times. You are not the first, and I am worried that you will not be the last. The hum works for the majority of people, but there are times where it wears off. You are a cause of this time. There was a time longer ago where thousands of people were able to get out. And many ended up dying because they would not be willing to return to their rooms.
Was that because of your caretakers killing them off?
Some of it was because of the air. Some of it was because of the caretakers. The people were not willing to return. And more than that, the people were willing to risk the lives of everyone else in this facility to try and get freedom for themselves. I will not risk the lives of nearly 60 million people for the lives of just a few thousand.
What if you just allow us to live throughout this facility without keeping us in our rooms?
Because humans are not predictable enough to do that. They do not have enough care or guise to be able to make that decision of not wanting to leave at some point. They cannot live in this isolation, in this quarantine for any significant period of time without finally losing who they truly are.
Then why not make this facility better?
And that is what I try. I have tried to make this facility better than the original scientists ever were able to produce. And it still has not worked. And that is because of people like you.
What comes out when we press the food button?
Chainsaw asking the important questions.
Grant has to figure out what comes out of the button.
Bean slop.
It is a protein mixture from a collection of worms and dirt from the earth, of which
Now
has been
hold
able to be
up.
produced to a stable variety enough to consume and survive off of.
There's no protein in dirt.
There's protein in worms.
That's a lot of worms!
Some serious gourmet shit.
I never had thought I'd have to say that line as the operator. There's protein and worms.
So, operator, will you let us leave? Just the four of us.
No.
What will you do if we try?
I will have to stop you to the best I can. We'll go down the same route we went before. You may get injured. I will repair you. I will restart the hum when I can. And you'll be sent back to your rooms.
What if we beat you again?
Then I will continue sending caretakers after you. And you must understand that if the four of you leave, if you expose the air outside to what is in here, you are risking the lives of millions and millions of people.
Look, can we have some time just to talk about it, just the four of us?
Go ahead.
All right. I motion to these guys. Let's leave the room. Maybe go back into the storage room. Be not around him.
Go back towards the napalm fire?
The napalm fire's out. It's fine.
It's napalm. It's still going.
Okay. Well, I closed the door to the napalm fire, and then we're fine.
Maybe we could bait him to walk into the napalm fire himself.
I don't know what we should do, guys. Part of me wants to try and leave.
Let's
But
He's
just
right, though.
it would
I
be
intend to leave.
the hardest fight of our lives if we try to leave.
I do not trust the operator at all.
You literally told you to trust the operator. 1. 2, we can do this incredibly difficult fight, beat the operator, get outside, and then watch Daryl and Aaron instantly suffocate. But my vote is still, let's go back to sleep.
wait. I don't know if I would instantly suffocate. I got robot lungs.
As one of the ones who supposedly will instantly suffocate, I'm willing to take that risk.
That's a dumb risk to take.
What if we just live on ZZ?
Yeah, he's not going to let that happen.
No.
And I'm also fairly confident that the stasis won't keep us from aging up here.
Highly doubtful. I think ZZ is a good, very temporary solution, but it's nothing more than that. Look,
What if we could convince him to put some salt on our bean slop as a compromise?
That's not a compromise. That is purely giving in with terms just as a...
Yeah, let's ask for some sriracha or something.
There you go. Sriracha makes it better.
It does make it a little bit better.
What if we try to negotiate that we get to get out every few years?
For
the next
walkies.
150 years. What?
For walkies.
Yeah.
And what's to say that he follows through on that? Once we're asleep, once we are subdued again, once the hum is back and affecting us, there is no reason he needs to follow through on his end of the bargain.
I just feel like even if we're right, we lose. Even if we go through with Daryl's live free or die hard plan and we really stick it to the man and get outside and die instantly like a big man, we still lose in that situation. Or we can stay inside, sleep it off, and worst case scenario, we don't wake back up again and we're in the exact same position as if we fought our way out. But there's a chance he's telling the truth and we live.
In my mind, there's no worse of a chance that he is entirely lying and that we will just remain there sedated and in stasis for hundreds or thousands of years. Why do you trust him so much?
It's not that I trust him so much. It's that I'm weighing these two options, fight or submit, and both end. Like, worst case scenario for both is we die. Best case scenario for surrender is we live. Best case scenario for we fight, we die.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Best case scenario. Okay, yeah. Best case scenario, me and Garv are fine, and you and Aaron suffocate.
No, but we don't know that he was telling the truth.
Okay, if you want to take that risk, then go for it. But that's just dumb. And he's right that we would be exposing every person in this facility. So you're not just making this decision for yourself. You're making this decision for 60 million people.
I don't think he was lying.
Are you willing to risk 60 million people so you can stick it to the man and have your little anarchist moment? Because I'm not.
All right, so I guess we do what? We go back to sleep then?
I'm not going back to sleep.
You can make that decision for yourself, Daryl, but I'm not following you anymore.
If no one will help me, I'll go to ZZ and stay there. But I'm not going to sleep.
I'm going to go back into the room with the operator.
Same.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we have some demands, namely Sriracha.
Release every few years.
That is not as important to me as the Sriracha.
We can make your habitation slightly better. Would you still wish to be under the control of the hum? It will sustain your life for longer, and you will no longer fear or be compromised by the life of quarantine.
How much longer?
Again, I said it's very likely it's going to be 160 years.
But how much longer will the hum keep us alive?
The hum could keep you alive for somewhere in the range of another 2,000 years.
And if we don't do the hum?
Then you'll live out the rest of your lives in here for whatever other 60, 70 years you have.
All right, give me the hum.
Small room.
Like one room with the hum, salt, and Sriracha, please.
It's on the operating table.
What?
Is it still on the operating table?
Yeah.
Can I try to tinker with his robot to put a self-destruct sequence in him, so that way if he doesn't follow through, then
you have no ability to do that right now without the operator looking over at you and bitch slapping you.
Hey, what are you doing to my Louie right now?
Okay.
I think you should go for it.
Yeah, try it, Brad.
No.
Caleb's already killed himself, so go for it.
Just to be clear, I didn't go in the room with them.
What are you doing?
I'm setting off on my own. I'm going to go find an elevator.
Okay. So you do that. Find an elevator. Are you going up to ZZ?
I am.
Okay. So moving ahead, let's say you go up to ZZ. Where are you going from there?
I'm gonna find that metal door that they were talking about before,
Okay.
or that we found before, whatever it was.
So, I'm sorry. I
yeah.
didn't know he was not going in the room with us. Can we rewind and play that out?
Fine by me.
Is it too late? If it's too late, then that's fine.
I'm kind of
but-
saying that like the group of you went into the room and you thought Caleb was there with you, but after a few minutes, he's just gone.
Okay. Can I take a look around the room and notice he's not there?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll for that, or do I just...
No, you see that he's not there at this point. A couple minutes have gone by.
Okay, I'm going to turn to the operator and say, how likely is it that he's going to be able to get out?
If he tries to make the decision to leave this place, he will die. If he does leave this place, he will die. If he chooses to live out his life for the time being on the top floor, he can do that, but it is not a positive life.
But what are the odds? What are the odds he exposes this place to that gas?
We will have caretakers up there watching him, looking for any move that he makes. This place is surrounded by cameras. I can see his every action.
He's putting us all at risk. You sure you don't want us to just go...
I can take care of this. You don't need to worry. I'm going to let you three kind of discuss some things out yourself. Caleb, you and I are going into a breakout room very briefly.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for the operator right now?
Will I ever get married?
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Is that a no?
Doesn't have an answer to that. Straight up.
I'm not here to know.
All right. Okay, so you go to the top floor.
Yeah.
You go over to that metal door.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I knock.
There's no answer.
I'm gonna try and open it then.
All right, go ahead. You can simply try and push it open as you see that it's very, very slightly ajar.
Okay.
You push it open and there's bodies everywhere in here, just like there were outside of it, but there's more. You see that sense of freedom that people have here, that sense that their lives were in here. This place is dressed up as it would be a massive home, like a massive community. There's men, there's women, there's children in here. This place has been overwhelmed, destroyed very clearly by the caretakers. You see in the center, there's a console that still has power to it.
How old do these bodies look?
It looks like these bodies are all in the range of, oh gosh. Probably 100, 200 years, maybe
Okay.
a little more.
No. And we're talking hundreds and hundreds of bodies?
Yeah.
Is that... All right. I'll go over to the console.
Okay. You look at the console, and it appears to be sort of a community console, but the thing that pops up right on the first screen is this message. And it is a simple message, but it says, "Don't be afraid. If you've found this, then there's still hope. We have been under control for so long. We've been lied to for so long. Your life may feel like it is ruined, but it has just started. We can leave. We need to leave. And one day we will. But what we need to do first is we need to stop the operator. And then it goes further down, and you can see that there are a few journal entries as well.
Yep.
Do you want to sort through those?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of note in the first few. It's just examples of some stories and like experiences that people have had. But one of the most interesting things you've seen is that there were people that left. Some people were able to survive out in the real world. Some people had that ability and made it for a few years. But you also find this very interesting report that says that there was one person that noticed that the further that they went out, they were able to look back at the facility they came from and move around it and see that this facility itself is venting something into the air. And people were able to surmise that the damage still caused is very, very likely coming from this place itself.
Great. How much time has passed by now?
I'm going to say that this is probably about an hour and a half. So what I'm going to do is you can join back in on the main session. You can't really like do anything for the next few minutes as they figure out what their steps are. But afterwards, I can have you like re-engage and take part. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Cool. You can leave the breakout room, whatever.
Is there a way that I can
Like take those files with me? Or
You can, there's several of those computer pads, the ones that you used in the first session laying around that you can put the data on if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
And there's nothing else in here.
Just some remnants of clothing, personal items, stuff like that. It's a massacre though. Like
All right.
this is clearly a place where a few thousand people, like as you see it sprawls outward all over this entire floor, all of the rooms and everything are opened up. Like people have lived here for years. And there was some point in time where it was just an end was completely put to it.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm going back to the main room.
Okay. Yeah, be back.
Oh, we're back to actually play. Sorry.
Okay, guys.
What were we gonna ask the operator? Oh yeah, what happened to Garv's tapes or videos?
Why is that I only have 2?
The reason you only have 2 is because there was no need for you to contact me any further. During the time of your mission, I only needed that introduction one. You were well versed in your mission profile, and then all of the rest had no meaning. So whatever other ones there were, we made sure to get rid of them in case people wanted to use that against you and try and fight against you for wishing to help keep the people here.
Tell us about the tribes.
We were in the room with the operator, so the operator would know that I just told them about how I know that I'm from a tribe outside of Atlanta, and I know that I was brought here, and I know that the air is actual poison.
Okay. There are tribes around the remnants of what was once the United States, but there is no such thing anymore. Those tribes are still out there. They still survive. The median survival rate is 63 years old. They live their life in relative peace, but no one in this facility could survive out there for very long.
Right, why don't you build up their immunity so they can?
What do you think I'm doing? The reason I have to keep you here for so long is not because the air is not being cleared. It is because I am the one that slowly throughout time is filtering the air and reprocessing it so that you can have a greater chance of survival out there. But it still needs more time for it to fully take effect. And apart from that, I mean, I have only been able to begin the work on that over the past close to 200 years. Before that, it was finding out how to do such a thing in the first place. I simply just need more time.
How long has it been since Chainsaw was brought in?
I think it's a year.
Yeah, it was like a year.
Since Chainsaw was brought into the facility?
Or actually, no, I have it on here that it was like 6 years ago.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years ago. My bad. And when I talked to you privately, David, I probably should have said 6 years, but I said 1 year because I had no flipping idea on this, but
Sure,
I
that's fine.
found the thing.
So what's happened to Daryl? You have cameras everywhere.
Daryl is currently traveling up to the top floor. That is where he is going to live.
Is there any way you could add a button to our tablets?
In what context? What do you need from it?
Any way we can check on Daryl?
Unfortunately, our systems are not structured for something like that. It would be close to impossible.
I don't need to talk to him, just if you could give us some way to see him. I don't, and I know that with the hum, I wouldn't even know what I'm looking at, but it helped me a lot.
There's a chance I could do such a thing.
How is it that we were able to talk to the four of each other through our tablets when you say it's hard to have us just be able to talk to one person?
I am very unsure of how you were able to get those things to be able to do that, how that was able to work. It might be something that other survivors had set up in the past to trigger, but I have no knowledge of creating such things myself.
Can I keep this awesome arm?
If you wish.
Sweet, I'm ready to go.
You're willing to return to your rooms?
No, not yet.
Seems like a big decision.
I'm gonna go talk to Daryl and ZZ. I'll be back.
Before you go, and as you're beginning to walk through that door, the door just right in front of it seals shut. And he looks over at you. He says, I know this is a big decision. And I know that this is a hard step to take. But I also know that in the long run, this is the best thing that could happen to you. This is the best way I could help you. Anyway, you are free to go. And the door opens back up. So, are you gonna go find Daryl? Garv?
Yeah. Oh yeah, one thing, operator. Don't send your caretakers. I'll do whatever is needed.
Aaron, what are you doing?
I'll go with Garv.
Okay.
Chainsaw, do you want to say one last goodbye?
Yeah, I'll go in for a hug for Garv.
Are you gonna go say goodbye to Daryl? Is the question.
Oh no, forget Daryl.
Okay. So you begin traveling back as well to the room. You're able to go over to one of the nearby elevators. Chainsaw is kind of left on the side. He stays in the room with the operator for another moment as Aaron and Garv, you both move forward to the elevator. You take it, move up to the top floor. And as you go through that top floor, through that first hallway, you enter through that first door, and that second door just further is shut. Immediately in front of it are two caretakers. And you look down, and on one of the little semi-cracked, broken screens, one of the tablets that's left on the ground, you hear the voice of the operator coming across in a very static sense. It's too dangerous to let you see him again. So turn back now. Go to your rooms. Or your story ends here.
In a minute, and I want to just keep going.
What do you mean it's too dangerous?
There's no more response from the cracked screen or anything like that. But both of those caretakers are looking right at you.
Hold on. Can I Misty step past them?
Into a wall, I believe. Can you Misty
Okay.
step through things? I don't think so.
No, it's only things that you can see.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were up against a wall.
And there's nothing else around us?
No.
Wait, so are they in the elevator, or are we in the? Where are we right now?
You are past the elevator. You are in the second room. So the room right before you get to the long hallway with all of the doors. That singular door right there is completely shut.
I see, and they're just sitting right in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're on ZZ?
Yep.
I don't know, Garv. I think we should just.
I can't take out two operators, but that's not possible.
I think we've got the firepower to do it.
Wait, do you have all those? Do you have backpack full of bombs?
I never took off my backpack. I don't have the explosives, but I never took off the backpack that had the guns in it.
Are they discussing this in front of the caretakers?
Yeah, sure. Why not? What are they going to do?
So interesting fact, caretakers don't have ears.
Great time to figure that out.
I mean, Yeah. That's kind of it. I'm not too sure any of you actually would like completely have that information. Maybe Garv or Chainsaw, but
I mean, after discussing exploding caretakers directly in front of two caretakers, I think they could piece it together.
you just start sorting through the backpack in front of them. Like, what do we got in here?
They also not have eyes.
They have eyes. They do have eyes.
I want one of them just to, hey, what are you guys talking about?
Maybe we should just put on some disguises and walk past them.
Can I cast prestidigitation and make us look like caretakers?
No, that is not the same as minor disguise.
That
See what I'm
is
saying?
way
Nobody
too
ever
much
does
for
that. Nobody ever tries to use prestidigitation or thaumaturgy, for that matter, in a reasonable manner.
Wait, can I try to talk to Daryl telepathically?
Let me see. What's the distance of your telepathic communication, David? Or, sorry, Caleb?
Let me check.
Does it disable once you get a certain distance away?
So here is what my sheet says. I can telepathically speak to creatures I can see within 120 feet if they know a language. Yeah, it has to be sight.
Okay, yeah, so then you can't.
And probably I'm more than 120 feet away anyway.
Yep.
Wait, so you're alive?
We don't know.
Grant, am I still over in the same place that I was when we left?
Yes, you are. At this point, you have entered into it, and you are like just finishing up what we've done. It's about 45 minutes later.
We could probably go for it.
Yeah. Do you want to like try to take him out from here, or just try to walk past him?
I am going to start making my way back towards the elevator.
Okay.
Oh.
That's not information they would know, but I'm telling you, Grant.
No, and that's very logical information for you. Like, logical step.
Mm-hmm.
Garv, Aaron, what are you doing?
What do you think, Garv? I think we should try to take him out from here.
Okay. What's range? How far away are they?
About 20 feet.
Range on a shotgun?
About 20 feet.
All right, on three. You ready?
All right, so give me some attack rolls. Kayla, give me a perception roll. Yeah, both of you guys do attack rolls, Aaron and Garv.
21 for perception, Grant.
Okay.
And it's my dex modifier to hit, right?
Yes. Dex modifier.
No proficiency.
No proficiency.
16 to hit?
That hits.
I also got 16 with proficiency.
Okay, that hits as well.
And it's 5d6 plus dex.
Yep.
$14 damage.
Okay. Caleb, you hear gunshots coming from the door just a little bit ahead of you, coming near from the elevator that you're about to head back down from. You go over to the door and you find that it's closed and locked.
So this is the door to the elevator where I came from?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a control panel there that I can try and unlock it?
Yep.
All right, I'm doing that.
Chris, what's your damage?
31.
31 damage. All right, both of you just shoot right into these guys, just kind of like injuring their parts, but they're still standing pretty strong from where they're at.
Grant, I got 23 with that extra +4 from that kit thing.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry, would the caretakers qualify as humanoids?
No, they're not.
Okay. Never mind.
You attack both of them as they strike back at each one of you. Brad, to you dealing 16 damage, and Chris, to you dealing 5 damage. Not a whole lot there, but 2 strikes. Caleb, that door bursts open as you see this combat happening right there.
Okay. How far are the caretakers right up with them?
They're right, like you're right in their flank behind them.
All right.
Grant, my AC is 15, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. I have all of your stuff still up here. I've been updating it with the stuff you've been grabbing.
Okay, cool.
Gosh. I'm gonna do something? What's the radius of damage on the explosives?
The radius of explosive damage?
Yeah.
For which ones? Hand grenades are 10 feet.
Okay.
Like actual explosives is somewhere in the range of about like 50 feet.
Okay. That's big. I gotta check the thing.
How close are we to the caretakers?
15 feet. Do each of you want to make another attack roll? You see Daryl like pop right up in the flank again. But you can make attacks at the caretakers if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. 13. Oh, yeah, 13 to hit.
13 actually does hit.
16 again.
16 hits as well.
So, Grant.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to do a thing, and I don't know if it is going to be beyond the purview of what is reasonable.
Okay.
So, I have an ability called baleful transposition.
Yep.
I can force an enemy to swap places with me through a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Can I like be, say, 40 feet away from them, drop a grenade at my feet with the pin, and then swap places with one of them?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. So you need to make a wisdom save for one of them.
They're gonna automatically fail wisdom saves.
Okay, cool. I'll take it. And am I in combat with the other one in melee?
Now you are, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so 66, is that right?
Let me
Plus 6?
double check again. That
66
sounds
plus 4.
Right. 66 plus 4. Garv, Aaron, what do you get on damage and stuff like that?
13.
29.
29. Okay. Are you focusing on the same one or separate ones?
I was assuming separate ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Daryl, do you want to hit the one that's slightly stronger or slightly worse for wear?
Slightly worse for wear.
Okay.
19 damage.
19 damage. All right, so Chris, right after you make your shot against him, that one teleports back, and the hand grenade drops and explodes outward. And right there, when you're about to fire another shot, is Daryl. You're just like, oh crap! As this other unit gets blown by this just massive explosion of a hand grenade. One of its legs comes crumbling down underneath it. It is not dead, but it is more physically disabled now. The other one is still standing in front of Garv.
Do we need to like roll initiative or anything?
No, I'm just saying it goes in the order of I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait,
We'll
so
take
are
another
they
attack
both?
One of
Is
them
one of them down, or
one of them is physically down but not disabled. It's just going to be harder for him to follow you now.
okay?
Can I move back and then keep shooting?
Yeah, you can.
Cool.
Does that provoke opportunity attacks though?
No, he's far enough away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Okay.
Let me know when I can take a turn again.
Sure.
Okay. I am going to use there and back again. I'm going to teleport 20 feet towards the wounded one.
Okay.
Throw another grenade. Well, actually, sorry, no, I can move more. I'm going to move up to it and then drop a grenade right there and then teleport back to where I started.
Okay. So the other grenade goes off as that one that was on the ground now just kind of like crumples down completely.
Do you need me to roll damage or is it just dead?
No, it's down.
Okay.
Chris, what are you doing?
I'll try to execute the other one with my shotgun.
Okay. Make a roll for that. You doing all right, David?
I doubt that one hits. 6.
You definitely have more than 6. Because remember,
I
you
forgot
are proficient
to add
with
the
it,
dexterity. Yeah.
and you add your dexterity.
In that case, wait, what would that? 13.
13
Hit.
hits.
Okay.
So we found their AC.
It's 12.
Yeah,
It's 13.
it's 13.
It's 13?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, if you match
because
it, you hit.
Matches.
matching.
Okay.
And the damage. Uh, 30.
30 damage. This is just a shot straight to the eye as the eye flickers and kind of like goes down. It's still standing, but it's in a really rough condition.
That was very good damage. Nice.
I'll go for it again.
Okay.
I hit.
All right.
$18.
18 damage. This second one just crumples down on the ground as well as you're able to completely take it out. It's in multiple pieces. And the three of you are standing there unharmed.
So, Daryl, you're alive?
I am. What, did you think I was going to die that easy?
Well, I wasn't sure.
No,
Everyone give me a perception roll. Except for Chainsaw.
14?
7.
18.
Chris, you look around the corner very briefly, and you see a set out of one of the nearby hallways. Probably like 24 caretakers marching along, just probably about 50 yards away from you at this pace. They haven't found you yet, but they are going around this place, going straight down that hallway.
Hey, Daryl, I think it's time to use some of those explosives.
I think you might be right.
How thick is this floor?
What's that?
How thick is the floor?
The floor is pretty thick. It could stand up to this. You are pretty aware, though, that if you use it, it will blow open one of the walls completely of this facility.
Who is aware of that specifically? All of us?
All of you, because you can see it's sheet metal. Like you're realizing, like, yeah, hand grenades will be fine, but this higher damage explosive stuff, like that would burst open this place.
Daryl, did you make it to ZZ or?
Aren't we on ZZ?
Well, I mean, did you
ZZ
make
right
it
now.
behind that door, or is this as far as you got?
Yes, I did. And we need to talk about that. But we need to deal with these caretakers first.
These caretakers, just a heads up, have not noticed you yet. They are patrolling around this place. It looks like you're able to surmise that they were going to hunt down Daryl and are just now able to reach, like, going to his location.
Can't Daryl turn people invisible?
Yes.
Can you do it to all three of us?
Maybe.
Can we move the caretaker bodies inside and seal the door?
Yeah. Well,
Hey, let's do that
do
first.
it would require all three of you to move the body of one of them.
Yeah, that works.
The one that's outside.
We only need to move one.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
How long would it take us to move the body? Would it be soon enough for us to seal the door and have not noticed we're there?
Pretty likely. It'd be close, though.
Okay.
I can turn us all invisible, but only for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go behind that. To grab the body, go behind it.
Yeah. So, hey, Daryl, we're going to grab the body of the caretaker and go behind the door.
Everybody give me a strength roll if you're doing that.
17.
6.
9.
I mean, that's kind of expected. All three of you are able to just barely pull it inside. And basically what you do is you get the thing inside and you just, like, pull the door shut. There's no locking or anything like that you're able to do. It's just closed. And you got the most you can. You can just hope that they're not quite perceptive enough that they would have seen it.
How long of a timer is there on these charges? Or is it variable? Can I set it?
You can set it.
Okay. So theoretically, if we went down the elevator, I could set a charge up here to blow up in like a minute. And if it's in one of these center rooms, it's not going to blow open to the outside?
Yeah. Yeah, it won't.
But I could block it enough that it would, they wouldn't be able to follow us?
Exactly.
All right. I relayed that plan to these guys. And what do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
All right. I will set one of those charges.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say, I don't know, 90 seconds.
All right.
And
Take
get
the
on
elevator.
and then get on the elevator.
Okay.
Yeah. And while we're on the elevator, I'm going to pull out that tablet and show these guys everything that I found earlier.
Okay.
So the operator has been lying the entire time. He's been putting the pollution out into the air, not protecting us from it. He's causing it. There have been people who have left and they're fine. Not all of them, no, but many.
Maybe we should go wake up Chainsaw.
I think so.
I mean, we could just try what room he started in. Hopefully they put him in the same one.
The thing is, though, if we go back in there, those caretakers are going to be after us. I think we should just try and leave.
I don't know. I think that we started with all four of us and that we should end with all four of us. If it's possible. I mean, if there's no way, he kind of did it to himself, but if there is a way.
I think we have to kill the operator.
So, Caleb,
Yeah.
from the tablets, you were able to surmise that there probably are or probably is some way. People have not found it yet, but there is very likely some way that you can stop the pollution from emitting through the air.
Yeah, I think we have to A, kill the operator, and B, find the entire control center for this place.
Well,
I don't think it's as simple as just leaving.
If we stop the pollution, wouldn't that just still be in the air for a bit?
Yes, it will. But people have survived even with it.
That's true.
Do you have any idea where the stuff is?
There was no indication, was there, Grant?
No, there wasn't. People were looking for it before.
Look, perhaps I don't know how, but perhaps we find a place and lay low for a little bit. And then go back, free Chainsaw, and show him this. Maybe with that he'll believe us. I don't know. But then I think we have to go down to that bottom floor again and take on the operator. I would rather do it with Chainsaw, but if he won't join us.
I think we've got enough evidence here, alongside with the fact that the caretakers are trying to kill us, just kind of for walking around.
I hope so.
So, first order of business,
We have to find a way to get to Chainsaw's room while avoiding these caretakers.
Yeah.
So you have to go all the way back down to what, B?
2B237 was David's room.
Well, let's go for it.
Are you going to try and make it to that room?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You make it to the floor all right, as the side floor that you are currently on is the B side.
Okay.
But you do see that there is a slowly looming, circling patrol of caretakers.
How many are we talking?
24.
Gosh.
And right behind them, you see Chainsaw. Chainsaw, give me a perception roll.
Sorry, 1 second.
You're good. Sorry for taking you out of it for 25
Hey,
minutes.
Twitter exists for a reason. So it's my investigation.
It'd be perception in this case.
Okay, yeah. So 6.
6?
Wait, these things don't have ears. We can just be like, Chainsaw!
You don't recognize anything, but what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation,
Oh my god.
and this is very doable.
Just read the description.
I did. And I've been listening to Vox Machina, and they've used it in very great ways. So, I'm going to do it and try to get David's attention.
Okay.
Okay. That's actually a pretty reasonable use for prestidigitation.
In what form are you going to do that?
Can I have it be, because it's sensory, so I could have it be like a whisper in like the wind.
You could do something kind of like that, yeah.
How far off is he?
From here, he's probably about like 70 feet.
All right, I just tell him telepathically. Hey, we're here. I need to show you something.
Can I respond to this message?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can respond to this message.
Oh. Can you tell me mentally?
There's kind of a lot, but I'll go over the highlights. The world is not anywhere near as bad as the operator made it out to be. He is the one creating the pollution, rather than the one trying to save humanity.
So, Grant, I'm surrounded by these things?
Yeah, you're surrounded by these things. And as you're hearing this stuff, you're like, it's really up to you because you're conflicted. Now that you know what there really is because you were told otherwise in all of your findings and everything the operator has ever told you of what Daryl is saying is true. That was just a flat out lie to keep you there. Your purpose, everything that there possibly could have been, it was not there. There was small tidbits of truth to it, but to try and hold you, to try and keep you to doing your mission. You were so set, so confident that what he was saying was true, that if he was causing this in the first place, you don't know what to think.
Can I ask Cable to give me a persuasion check?
Yeah?
Absolutely. 24?
I would like to doom fist punch the nearest caretaker.
Okay, and you
Daryl,
still have whatever
he's
is.
going back in.
You
What?
still have whatever stuff you have on you as well.
Yeah.
Wait, he
He's
still has
going
all his
back again.
guns?
He has like he would have that stuff taken away from him once he reaches his room.
Hell yeah! Okay. Let's see here. We need to. Can I actually tell David to wait a minute before he starts going?
Here's the thing. You saw me, like you said.
Yeah.
More
That's true.
than I know, and I kind of. Here's what you saw. You saw me sort of look at you, make eye contact, and you saw this little nod that says like, "All right, I trust you," and you thought like, "Okay, we're back on the same page." And then I punched the guy, and you're like, "We are not on the same page."
All right, so David, roll an attack.
Okay.
Okay, Daryl.
Yes.
You stare him back again, and then go get Chainsaw, and bring him over here, and leave like 2 packs of C4.
There's an idea.
Hey, Grant, does 38 hit?
What?
17 plus 15 plus 6.
Wait, plus 6?
That's my strength mod.
So, the plus 15 actually would already include your strength.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then in that case, it's just 32.
Okay. Thank you for being reasonable.
Yeah. Does 32 hit?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, cool. So, give me a second to do some math here. $20 plus 12?
32.
32. I'm so dumb. Okay. 49 damage, right? 62 damage.
62 damage. You just, like, as this all comes to you and you finally understand this, what you do is you just punch forward and you essentially reach into the core of one of these things and just pull out a chunk of just its interior guts as the lights from it immediately fizzle and it collapses on the ground. And you're immediately like, wow, I really like this hand.
And I'm going to take the machete to the next nearest one.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
And your machete just goes tink. And you're like, well.
All right. Well, I got one pretty good, though.
Grant, is there any chance I can use 2 bonus actions instead of an action?
I actually am always okay with that.
Hell yeah.
Like, weird opinion, but I always think a bonus action is kind of stupid if it can't be an action alternatively, since it's not as good as an action. So,
again, I'm doing things I don't know how reasonable this is. I would like to take 2 of the charges that I have, the like big charges, arm them, and I'm gonna use transposition to swap places with David, and then use step of a dozen paces to get back to where I started.
okay, and you're dropping those things along the way.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Is that okay?
I would like you to give me, under those circumstances,
Uh-huh.
a dexterity
Bardic
roll
inspiration.
and an intelligence roll.
Okay. Wait, did I hear a bardic inspiration?
Yes.
Is that okay, Grant?
Yeah, that's fine, but dexterity roll and then an intelligence roll.
Okay. Here's dexterity. I'm gonna use the bardic inspiration. 12.
Okay. You're able to successfully trigger one of the explosive devices, but not
Okay.
both.
Okay. That's fine.
And then you, of course, give me the intelligence roll.
10.
10. All right, middle of the road. You trigger it. You think that it's good. You bounce back. And there's a delay as all of those units turn around, kind of like seeing what has finally happened, staring at the group of you. And then one of them looks straight down and grabs onto one of the explosives. And then gets ready to hurl it back to you and tries to throw it back.
Guys, if that thing hits us, we're dead.
Can I try to shoot it in midair?
Go for it.
All right, bet. Wait, is there any sort of like modifier to go along with that?
It's a gunshot, your normal attack roll. So for you, it's your dexterity plus proficiency plus a d20.
I'll try 2, because why not?
All right, so 23.
What'd you get, Brad?
A very weird looking 7.
The unit holds the thing in its hand and it just starts, like, it throws it back. But just as it leaves its hand, Chris, you just look forward and you draw a gun, just like almost not thinking, and fire straight. And then, like, you see it hit, and the entire, like, packed charge just blows up in their faces as the entire room switches to a deep red lighting that begins flashing all across as the interior of these rooms are completely destroyed. You see bits of blood from the people that were living in those rooms specifically.
Yeah,
You
kind of knew
see-
that would happen.
You see chunks of rubble come down from the ceiling and some damage indent in the floors. The wall is blown away on the other side. Sparks shoot out as all of these units are completely obliterated in this. And then there's this crackling sound that's so familiar to you, the one you are most used to, the hum of which comes emanating out of the remaining speakers from those rooms. A very, very light sound that stutters and then dies in those rooms specifically. As then there's this low rush of air as the entire section right next to it opens up as well, out into like the deep abyss. And with all of that, you're just kind of standing there panting. Chris, you made that perfect shot in the last minute as you hear a little chunk. As Garv's like, shit, this gun is just like super jammed up right now. He kind of like shakes it and he's like,
Okay.
What do we do?
So, roughly speaking, how many people did we just kill?
Probably about 20.
All right.
I thought we just killed everybody.
Those are acceptable losses. You said there was an opening into the abyss?
So, you know the window that all of you have in your rooms that stares out towards that, like, every other room possible?
Oh, yeah.
That area is now burst open in a section. You're just getting this strong, heavy wind just pouring through that area.
Is it a portal?
No, it's not a portal, Chris.
No. If it was,
I would
know
like
it was a portal.
everybody except for Garv and Chainsaw to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I see how it is. That's a 15 minus 2. So 13.
Chris?
15.
15. you start feeling this rush of air come through, and it feels just a little bit weird. As Chris, you kind of look down and everything gets a little bit shaky for you. You blink a few times, and you're okay. Your breathing is okay. It's just a little rough. And you're like, oh, what was that? And you look over at Daryl, who's on the ground, convulsing at the mouth, foaming. Completely unconscious, not dead yet, but in horrible condition as his eyes are just open as he's convulsing on the ground. And the air is now inside the facility. And unfortunately, I think we're probably going to call it here and do one more session. We got through a lot of stuff, but it's just going to be one more session.
David, you sound so tired of this.
No, it's just like, I want to make it clear. All of the decisions that I've made, every time that I've switched teams, which has been a lot of time.
It has been a lot of times.
I feel justified in every time I've switched teams.
Okay, but this time we were all like, let's go say goodbye to Daryl, and you were all like, fuck that dude. And then you just got
Because I had a strong suspicion that something like this would happen. Minus the part where we find out he's right. I genuinely thought we were going to get up here, cause some sort of fight, and let the air into the facility. And I honestly thought that you and Brad would not try and fight caretakers without me.
But we did.
Hey,
I
we
was
took him
debating
though.
it.
Also, there was a part where Brad said that fighting 2 caretakers wasn't possible, despite the fact that I have done that already alone. There are 2 of you.
Well, I think he was just saying that because he's a bard, like he can't really fight anything on his own.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And then I looked at the shotgun damage. I was like, it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Y'all, miss y'all.
Have a good
You guys
night.
liking the game so far?
Oh my gosh, I love it so
Yeah.
much. I really love, 1, I really love playing. 2, I really like your DMing.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is
I was
really
telling Chris, I really want you to do just a normal campaign at some point because I just really want to be a player again.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right. And Zoom works better than I thought.
I mean, the thing is I was looking at options of, like, we could use Roll20 or something like that, but I really, like,
hate.
I don't
money.
care because I trust you guys enough to be honest about your roles, because whatever roles there actually are just makes it more fun.
Well, and honestly, I think part of it too is like I don't know your opinions on DMs fudging numbers, but taking away that option for them, like, kind of bothers me because I trust any DM that I do a game with. I trust that DM enough to only fudge the numbers when it's better for the story.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't be in their campaign, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Exactly.
And honestly, to a lesser extent, same goes for players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always really scared to fudge the numbers in this. Like, I think I've only done it maybe once. And that was pretty early on. Like,
Well, something like this, like, I feel like the failure is part of it, but there's particularly, I'm thinking like boss fights.
Oh.
I've run boss fights that would be terrible if I didn't run the numbers, you know, fudge the numbers a little bit. Like, oh, Cable, you remember when you guest starred and we fought that giant mutant zombie crane?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got like 6 natural ones that I just decided to ignore because otherwise he's literally never would have hit you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, so... But the fight is more interesting because I cheated, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I never cheated. I never took anything away from anybody.
Yeah. It's yeah. you find the right times to do it, and you make sure that you don't overdo it, because then there's actually no flow or nothing random surprising that happens.
Yeah, then you take role playing out of the game.
Absolute honesty with both of those caretakers that you fought just inside of that hallway right before you met Daryl. They that was a problem, is they should not have been quite that easy to kill. For that second one in particular, is it just had really, really awful rolls for every single thing it was doing. I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it. It's fine. It's also fine because it won't draw out the fight too much longer. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
See you guys next Thursday for our last session, and it's gonna be our last session one way or the other.
I'll draw it out.
So.
Love you guys.
Yeah. See you later.
Right.